Welcome to Duke TV Online. Thank you for joining us. And today, I welcome you to our solo podcast segment where we discuss topical issues. My name is Wahid Olabode Gabadin, the CEO of Duke TV Online. And today I want to be discussing about the ongoing national strike by NUPENG and Pengassan. A nationwide strike by which, as we speak now, there's been long queues at filling stations, long queues. And some stations don't even have fuel to sell. So, but I would rather thank NUPENG, in spite of all this, for at least fighting for us. Or isn't that the usual claim that they are fighting for the masses? They are fighting for the masses by fighting government. But my concern is this. When we want to fight government over one policy or the other, don't we need to identify what government is or who is government, what constitutes government, who are those in government? Are we not supposed to determine that or identify that? So that, because you need to know your opponent. If you want to fight, you need to identify who you are fighting with. So, well, it's a common saying that we are all government, we all form government. Yes, it's a fact. And how is that a fact? It is that even as you are not in government, you have a duty to contribute to the development and well-being of the society, such as not dropping paper on the floor, such as not blocking the drainage system, such as being a volunteer in terms of traffic management. Talk of volunteering information on security issues. If you notice any threatening development in your neighborhood, it's your duty to inform the security agents. So these are areas where everybody is considered to be part of government. That's a fact. But those who are actually in government, we can identify them. Because those are the ones that are behind the policy that you are fighting. And so who are those in government? Who are the people who can call government? If at the federal level, we are talking of the president, the vice president, the members of the two houses of assembly, and then the ministers, that's the ESCO at the federal level, probably the chief of staff, the secretary to the federal government, and of course the head of the judiciary, and including the permanent secretaries in our ministries. Those are the people you can actually say they are in government. They are the people that we entrust the leadership and management of our affairs to on behalf of us, because all of us cannot be there. And if it's at the state level, it's still the same: the governor, the deputy governor, the members of the assembly, the ESCO member, that's the commissioners, the secretary to the state government, the permanent secretaries, and few others. Those are the ones that we can identify as running affairs over us, and they are the one constituting government. Same for the local government level. Talk of the chairman, the vice chairman, the councillors, the supervisors, and the head of departments at the local government level. In all these categories of people I have identified, with the exception of probably councillors, who among this line of people, you get to their house now, you will not find fuel. Who among them is lacking in fuel supply? Who among them is going to sleep in darkness or under unfavorable conditions? Who among them? So who are the people that are actually bearing the brunt of this strike? The same poor masses you claim to be fighting for. The same poor masses you claim to be. Even if at my level, I cannot even guarantee my going home from the studio as I'm talking to you. I don't have fuel in my vehicle. I've checked some filling stations. They are either not having fuel, there are so much queue. And I know the queue. Yeah, I know the queue. People who know me will tell you. So I don't struggle for, if I want to sit down, we'll sit down. So I don't even know. Not to talk of people who are less opportune. So I'm just trying to bring this to the fore So that this strike of a thing that we do, as if our life is tied to it, as if we cannot even change strategy. For years, for decades, over 4 or 5 decades, it's the same thing, holding government to ransom, coming up with strike. It has always been no other strategy, no other, alternative of engaging government. And we believe that the moment we don't do this, then you are weak. It's not so. It's about applying wisdom. It's about thinking out of the box. When you do something over and over again, and you are not getting the desired result, you do it differently, so that you probably get a different result. That is the way it is. Now, before you know it, if you down tool now, if you resume now, maybe in another 4 months, the health sector people may come up with their own. The other sectors will come up with their own. When are we going to get out of this? And we all forget that we have millions of Nigerians that are not even having any formal employment, and they are surviving. They are not under any formal employment at all, and they are in the majority, and they are surviving. So if they can manage, you too can manage. We are not saying you cannot take up government when you believe they are doing something. At any rate, the Dangote that you are, pulling into this matter now, we are not being fair to Dangote. Dangote has come up to jump inside an ocean as deep and as wide as the Pacific Ocean, where nobody dared, where even the government so far cannot achieve. It came up. Do you think it is easy? $20 billion investment? Even me, if I have $20 billion, sorry, you will not find me there. I like to tell people the truth. So this guy is not hungry, he's not looking for money. He did it as a sacrifice for his country, so that people can stop suffering for for availability of fuel. Something we produce the raw fashion locally here. That's what he did. And we all know what he went through. Like I said in one video I did, we're always looking at people as big men, rich men. You don't know what they are going through, and you should never pray to go through what they are going through. Take it from me. I'm a door. I've seen both sides. I've seen the rich, I've seen the poor, I've seen the average. I know how it goes. If when you see a rich man to a level, you may probably pray not to be like him. Though may all of us be wealthy. But you get what I'm trying to say. So this man that sacrificed, what is the encouragement we want to give him? Why must you force his staff into unionism? It's a private company, for God's sake. Even when National Youth Union of Teachers are doing their strike, they don't involve teachers in private schools. Private hospital staff, they don't involve in health workers strike. So many examples like that. Why are we dragging Dangote? Is this a calculated, strategy to bring the government down? Is that not what we are doing? Because this country is already volatile, economically, very volatile. So by the time you add a thing like this to it, you know the scope of damages you are causing. You know. So there's no even room for discussion, no room for engagement, no room for, Dangote is a private man. He invested his money and probably other people's money that they gave him on trust. He must deliver. And he will do anything to run his company successfully. It is at the decision of the workers not to take up the job. They apply for the job, didn't they? And there are terms and conditions. In my company, you can't do this. Okay, if you don't like it, you stay off. If you can cope, you barge in. So what's the problem? Everything we must force people. And let me call your attention to something. It is easy for us to say that government abuses power. But look at the small power ceded to us. Look at the way we are using it. Look at the way we are abusing it. We look at the way we are punishing ourselves, thinking that we are punishing those in government. Thinking that we are punishing those in government. Even when fuel was not scarce, It's not easy for people to buy. In terms of the cost, not to talk of this kind of situation. And you think that is the solution. I don't think so. And I don't think Dangote workers should be part of your union by force. I don't think so. If Dangote wishes that there is staff, okay, yeah, your mates are there, you go and join them, fine. If he does not want it, it's just for that worker to drop the job. It's not that he will be on the job, then you will be... How can somebody, establish his business and control will be coming from elsewhere? Is that fair? That's not fair. So, this is how we'll continue. If that's the way we want it. But I know, government knows what to do. Except audacity is lacking. Where the audacity is there, government knows what to do. Because a prevalent disease will be treated with prevalent drug. I believe it will, whatever it takes to make people run away from suffering, the government has a duty to do it. Government has a duty to do it. You can imagine a family of 6, 7 sleeping in one room. Then imagine when they don't have power to power their fan. At least for them to sleep peacefully, having worked so hard during the day. To have a peaceful sleep. Then they will be exposed to mosquito, they will be exposed to heat, then they will fall sick, they will need money to buy drug, to get well, despite that they still have to pay school fees, house rent, and stuff like that. We are not being fair to ourselves. Let's go and think. You can still hold government accountable. It's not necessarily by strike. It's getting too much. And we have seen a lot of, even University of Learning, for instance, at the point they were not part of ASU strike. And that's why people were rushing their university, because they were, they are rounding up the academic program on time. Ditto for LASU for some time. So let's be peaceful. Let's find alternative way of resolving issues and ensure that the interests of the people are paramount in our mind. Going on strike in distribution of fuel will only punish the poor. It will punish the poor, the same poor you claim to be fighting for. May God save Nigeria. Thank you very much. God bless you.